My name is Bailee Brewer, and I'm here to talk to you about summer learning. I'm 11 years old and in the 6th grade at the Mission Hill School in Roxbury, Mass. This is an urban community within the city of Boston. I live with my mother, father, and 20-year-old brother. I have another brother who is 27, but he has his own place. My community is not that great. There's a lot of violence here, so I don't get to go outside as much as I would like to. I'm also one of the only girls in my family that is my age. Most of my cousins are much older or much younger than me, so I don't really have anyone except my classmates that I can spend time with. During my 4th and 5th grade years, I was having a tough time in school. I was one of the youngest students in my grade, and it seemed like I didn't know as much as everyone else did. Math was a challenge for me. The harder it got, the more lost I felt. My writing was very messy, and my punctuation was even worse. I was embarrassed by my performance, so I stopped trying. After a while, I was so far behind that I couldn't stay focused. I was so frustrated that I began to give up. And before I knew it, I didn't know what I was doing. My parents tried to help. They did a lot, but it was just not enough. Both of my brothers were much older than me, but they just did not have the patience. I could not seem to get it right. My mom and principal were really concerned. My principal made arrangements for me to get help after school, but thought that maybe some additional help would be a good idea. She suggested enrolling me in the academic program over the summer. My principal found the Bell program. She suggested it to my mom. My mom enrolled me, and it really did change my life. I was really lucky to have two amazing people watching over me. I was skeptical at first. I thought summer was supposed to be a time to play, not to go to school. All my friends were going to summer camps that would be teaching them things like swimming, horseback riding, gymnastics, and soccer. But when I arrived on that first day, and they started to talk about field trips every Friday, I thought, this may not be so bad after all. What stood out the most was that there were kids from all over the city that were having a tough time in school just like me. But after a while, we all realized that doing work every day wasn't that difficult. The teachers and tutors explained the work in a way that was fun and easy to understand. We played fraction games every day. We would start the day with a fraction problem, and whoever got the answer first would get a small prize. We would use flashcards and time ourselves to see how fast we could come up with the answers. We would break out into groups and read specific books. We would also come up with monologues and share them with our group. Some came from magazines and some came from favorite books, and we would put our own spin onto them. The teachers and tutors were patient and made learning really fun. The homework, which is usually a writing assignment, began to be a breeze, and of course I looked forward to the field trips every Friday. We went to places that I have never been to before. We visited the Franklin Park Zoo, the MIT Museum, and the Ecotarium. It was through this program that I went to Fenway Park to see my first baseball game with my dad. We also had guest speakers come in. We had one of our city councilors and a representative from the mayor's office. It was not until later that I realized how important those days were. Those Fridays were the best end to a good week. We would talk about where we were going all week long, and we would work hard to make sure nothing stood in our way of our getting there. Some of us never would have gone to the places that we went to if we weren't in the program. Those Fridays made this program feel less like school, and the anticipation of Friday made this program more enjoyable. Academically, Bell has helped me a lot. I understand math a lot more, and I pay more attention to my punctuation and grammar. It has also challenged me to read harder and more meaningful books. Now, I do better on tests and quizzes than I did before. But most importantly, because Bell motivated me, I try harder than I did before. I had such a great time that first year that I went back again after the 5th grade. A lot of kids like me used to just sit in class afraid to ask questions because we thought it would make us look like we didn't know anything. But after going to Bell, and seeing a lot of other kids that were struggling, I began to see that I wasn't the only person that didn't know something. Someone else may have not understood the things that I was having a problem with. But we learned that there is no such thing as a stupid question. And because we were all having problems, none of us were stupid. Now I am not afraid to ask a question when I need help. It was Belle that taught me that getting help is not that bad. Now I want to stay after school with my teachers for extra help when I need it. Because of Belle, it is important to me that I do well in school. Summer learning is very important. It keeps your mind in shape for learning. It helps you remember the things that you learned all year long, and it teaches you the skills that you will need to move on to the next grade. And it also gives you the opportunity to catch up when you are falling behind. And it also gives you the confidence to ask for help. A great summer program will find out from the child's school what subjects they need the most help in. They should turn these subjects into fun experiences, and they should do that through games and friendly competition. Any program that brings a group of kids together and gives them the confidence to help themselves as well as each other will be very successful. They should also give the kids new opportunities and adventures. It should not just be about the work, because after all, it is still summer. Thank you for this opportunity to speak today, and remember, summer learning really can change everything.